the process across the world. Adrienne Mays, passive income change agent with Being the Change LLC. Now, in this video, we will discuss 3 steps in regards to trusting the process, having faith and belief, step number 1. Step number 2, following your intuition. And step number 3, preserving and taking action. Now, here in Detroit, you have control of what you can control. You. And the only thing that you can do is worry about what you can do and take action for you. Now, a lot of people these days, they don't have patience. Now, patience is a part of faith, right? So believing your odds are beatable, even when things seem impossible or things just get overbearing. So it kind of reminds me, of a gardener's mindset. So I do remember, I used to travel to Dayton, Ohio to visit my grandparents. So my grandfather and my grandmother, they taught me a valuable lesson. Bless their souls, they're no longer alive, but they taught me a valuable lesson. And the lesson was about patience and about having faith. Because sometimes when you have faith and you don't really know what you're going to actually accomplish, it's unseen. It's something that, actually starts to have an extra belief in you. But faith, it's not supposed to be seen, right? It literally is supposed to come from your intuition, just how you were literally in your own journey. But I remember going to Dayton, Ohio, and just when I was a little kid, just kind of they had a garden, right? So they have, different flowers and planting. And so I had the opportunity to this Detroiter going to plant in a garden. But far from a garden, just kind of intrigued in the whole idea of why they were planting. You can just go to the store, right? So anyway, the process of planting a seed and watching it grow, because I am a firm believer now that every seed that you plant, it's going to grow, whether it's positive or negative. It's a billionaire mindset or it's a negative mindset. So we'll grow those, we'll just literally plant those seeds, and different seeds, just different crops. And we, just really want to plant all these different crops. Trust me, I'm a serial entrepreneur. So I remember one specific time we planted a seed, right? And I think I was maybe 7 or 8 years old. And my sister was with me. And anyway, so we literally planted the seeds in like 2 hours. And I talked to my Grammy. I called her Grammy. I was like, Grammy, Grandpa, did we do something different or do something wrong? Because it was 2 hours and literally nothing grew. They were like, Adrienne, nothing has happened. Of course, it takes time. Be patient. I'm like, be patient. They were like, trust the process. I'm like, what process? All right. So I'm 7 or 8, right? So literally I'm thinking patience is a couple of hours, right? And I'm thinking right after that, they were always telling me, Adrienne, slow down. So 2 more hours passed, right? So now it's 4 hours. I go back to my Grammy, my grandpa. I was like, I'm telling y'all, we did something wrong. Nothing happened. And they were like, Adrienne, just be patient. Trust the process. So then I usually, we stay over the summer with my cousins or what have you. And I literally was waiting on the seed to grow and nothing happened. I'm like, nothing. And so I literally stayed there the whole summer, nothing, right? So I went back to Detroit and they were like, Adrienne, just trust the process. We'll call you when something happens. We'll let you know. So that whole process of me just going back and just kind of figuring out, right? So I went back to Detroit. Every summer I'm in Dayton, Ohio, and so one that summer after I was like 8, and he called and he was like, hey, guess what, Adrienne, it's time. The seed has harvested. And in life, guys, that's the type of mindset you have to have. You have to be patient and trust the process. Slow down. So if you want a billionaire mindset, it's not something that's going to be overnight. Like people look at all this make money online like it's going to happen tomorrow. It's real, but you have to put the effort and the action into it. So many times, like it's not an overnight process. You can throw out your affiliate links everywhere, but it won't get you to your legacy of building passive income. So you want, one person may never show up. You just be consistent in your process, but then 2 show up. Then 3 show up, then 10 show up. So that just like my grandparents taught me, if you do things and put in the work, and if you have faith and believe that you're just against all odds and anything is possible, then it'll grow, it'll harvest. It's been 20 years for me, and I found videos back from the Chris Bosh Foundation that, I helped establish back 20 years ago, and I'm saying the same things now then. So my point in making this video is literally just to ask yourself a question. Are you being patient? Are you trusting the process? Do you have a faith and belief in yourself? Now we live in the social media area. I'm getting it, right? Everything is, oh my gosh, online. So it's like a microwave era. So you see so many people start now expecting results to happen tomorrow. And they expect the result to happen next week. And they expect it even next month, even 6 months, maybe even a year. And then they quit. And a lot of people quit because the results don't show up in their time, but it's God's time, or it's whoever your upper believer is. Anything that takes time to build is powerful, and great things take time. So remember this: as long as the water in the sea, by hard work, dedication, commitment, consistency, doing things that you know you need to do, that growth will continue to happen, and the transformation you'll see within yourself. And so my definition of faith is simply believing that something is growing that you just can't even see. So just like that seed, right? That my mother, my Grammy and my grandfather, they just like the gardening they were doing in Dayton, Ohio, that's something that's beneath the surface. Even if it doesn't show up some months later, years later, if you stop, it won't. So like I say, billionaire mindset starts with you. And it's time to actually take action to trust the process. So you can have faith, you can take one option or another, but the key thing is to trust the process. So on it, the key thing too, you want to make sure you have a schedule, right? So every day you have if you want a billionaire mindset, number one, this is the daily schedule that I consist of every day. I try to journal, do affirmations, listen to motivation. So right now I'm listening to Eric Thomas. I'm listening to Kevin Hart, Grant Cardone, Les Brown, Tony Robbins. These are people that are motivating me in the billionaire mindset. Follow billionaires. If you want to follow something, whomever you trust, that's who you establish. Then number 4, I read my vision board every day. Then from there, I actually read for 15 minutes. So right now I'm reading Copywriting Secrets by Jim Edwards. So you have a consistent pattern in regards to your process. So hopefully you receive some value in this video in regards to trusting the process as an entrepreneur motivation. In any program, any course, it might not take you a day, it might not take you a week, but if you stop, you won't have, any consistent action in regards to what you want to do. So if anything, hopefully you receive some value from this video here today. And please don't hesitate to subscribe, follow, and like the content, because the whole goal of the channel is to help entrepreneurs, action takers. This is a $5 billion market online, but you have to learn how it does. You have to create your foundation. And so you establish your why, you find someone you trust, and you build from there. So hopefully, like I said, leave a comment below if you agree with the comment or agree with the content in this video, or even if you have any more ideas. But in the meantime, let's go.